If you are considering following the Square One Healing Cancer program, I think it's generally a good program to follow, but there are contradictions and some harmful advice, which I will summarize here. Chris Wark is a colon cancer survivor and makes a living discussing how he reversed his cancer diagnosis after surgery. He states that he eats a small amount of salmon and lamb, that meat may be okay in small amounts, a few times per week, as long as the diet is about 95% vegan. In Square One Healing Cancer Program and Module 4, Chris Wark recommends a 90-day raw vegan diet with salads, fruit, herbs, spices, fermented vegetables, and fresh fruit juices to reverse cancer. He says it's okay to eat kosher meat according to Israelites' laws and to cook meat in a stew or soup or marinate it. Yet, he recommends avoiding animal protein if somebody has cancer. If animal protein is to be avoided if someone has cancer because of its cancer promoting effects, why would you add back the food that gave you cancer in the first place? That's one of the main contradictions. He offers other advice that can make people sick. Here's how I would update it and approve upon it. Chris says it's okay to eat certain meat cooked in a certain way in small amounts if you don't have cancer. Based on what I've learned, don't eat animal protein, ever. Animal protein triggers autoimmune antibodies in not just a handful of people, but over 50 million people worldwide. The cholesterol, saturated fat, and trans fat in animal protein increases our cholesterol levels, which often leads to diabetes and heart disease. The IGF-1 hormone found in animals and the hormones given to animals causes human obesity and human cancer cells to grow. Chris says to drink fruit juice. Based on what I've learned about nutrition, don't drink fruit juice. Most plant-based doctors advise against juicing fruit since the beneficial fiber is removed, which spikes blood sugar. Chris says a small amount of olive oil is healthy. Based on recent studies, it's best not to consume oils, even olive oil, with cold-pressed flaxseed oil being the exception, because oils clog arteries, cause weight gain, and increase cholesterol levels, which increases heart disease risk. Chris recommends coffee enemas. Based on what I've read about detoxification, it's best not to do coffee enemas. Coffee contains caffeine, and Chris even states that coffee increases cortisol, which increases stress hormones, which is unnatural and may cause colitis, inflammation, pain, and bleeding. Chris recommends ozone therapy. Based on what I think is common sense, is to avoid ozone therapy because ozone is harmful. Adding harmful substances into your body, especially a sick body, is an old tactic that makes people sicker. If someone has cancer, they are already inflamed and don't need more inflammation. What they need to do is reduce inflammation. Chris recommends taking colloidal silver. I don't recommend taking colloidal silver. I can look at someone and know they have taken colloidal silver because they look sickly with gray skin, as if they just climbed out of a grave. Per the NIH, the gray skin effect is a buildup of silver and may cause kidney and liver problems. The Mayo Clinic states that colloidal silver is not a safe substance to ingest and may cause kidney damage and seizures. Chris recommends taking Boswellia pills. I took this expensive supplement, which cost $100 for a 1-month supply. From the brand Chris recommends, and it caused stinging and burning pain in my fingers and toes when I took it. I contacted the doctor who sells it, and he told me to stop taking it. I don't recommend taking Boswellia for those reasons. Chris recommends taking turmeric. A lot of turmeric supplements are cut with other ingredients and contain toxic metals, so I don't recommend taking turmeric supplements. Chris and many doctors recommend taking beta-glucan. I took beta-glucan supplements and they did not improve my health one bit. Just eat cooked mushrooms daily. Chris and many doctors recommend taking probiotics, even though no one knows which strain a particular person needs. I took 3 different brands of probiotics and ended up with full body painful hives that lasted about 3 weeks. Some people react positively with probiotics, which were helpful, while other people have been hurt by probiotics. Don't take probiotics unless absolutely necessary, and don't expect miracles. I was shocked when Chris recommended taking proteolytic enzymes. Proteolytic enzymes are typically made from the pancreas from a pig or a cow, can contain bacteria, viruses, and may even trigger an autoimmune response with antibodies that may attack your pancreas and damage it permanently. While I've listed quite a few of his suggestions as dangerous and ill-advised, his program includes massive amounts of fantastic information as to what causes cancer and the numerous steps to reverse cancer, which is helpful but can be overwhelming, and some of his advice can be pricey and not realistic, like changing jobs and moving to a new home. Chris Wark talks a lot about praying to God, tells Bible stories, and quotes Bible verses. But even if you are not religious, you can use most of that information as motivation to heal, talk to others, or to better deal with situations. Check out this video, which lists the most common causes of cancer and really simple things that you can do to prevent or reduce your chances of getting cancer. Of course, we can't prevent everything, but we can definitely lower our risk. And a lot of that has to do with the choices we make. So I'll put that video on the end screen. So watch that one too. If you are interested in Chris Wark's programs, I've listed the direct link below. Let me know what you think of any of his programs if you've been through them. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. For my favorite low-fat, oil-free, plant-based vegan recipes, order my cookbook with vegan nutrition facts on how to prevent and reverse disease, which chronicles my personal health and weight loss story through my website, thehigh5diet.com.